Hi, welcome to the Crafty Cave. We are going to make this card today. It is a circle card and it stands up, and you can open it up still and you'll be able to put a little message inside as well. You could also put a little gift card in there, so it's very handy. And it's just plain pretty. So in order to make that card, we're going to be using some of the things from the Love Blossoms suite out of the 2016 Occasions catalog, Stampin' Up! Catalog. So we're going to be using the Love Blossoms embellishment kit. That's where we got the little ribbon from, the bow from. Has so many cute things inside that little kit. We are going to be using the Blushing Bride and Rose Red cardstock, which you can get 8 of each of those colors in that little pack there, or you can buy the colors individually in the catalog. We're going to be using Mossy Meadow cardstock and Whisper White. And the Love Blossoms Designer Pack. You get several sheets, 6x6 paper. We're gonna just be using one sheet out of there today. You can use any design that you like. We're gonna use this one today. But any of the designs would work because they all coordinate with the colors. And of course we're going to use the stamp set and the matching framelits. So exciting. It's such a gorgeous set, and that's what we're going to use. So those are the special things. Out of your regular supplies, you'll need your Circle Collection framelits. We're going to use the largest, 6 largest out of there. So we'll take those out and put them aside to use. We're going to use the Decorative Dots embossing folder. We're going to use, of course, Blushing Bride ink, Rose Red ink, Blushing Bride marker, Rose Red marker, and you'll need a dauber or a sponge for the Rose Red. Those are our ink colors. Then you're going to need some black ink. I like the Black Tuxedo Memento pad. You're going to need, of course, your regular bone folder, the Bird Builder punch, some pearls, adhesive of your choice. Of course, definitely need dimensionals. Stampin' Up! Makes the best dimensionals. I don't just say that because I sell Stampin' Up! I really do mean it. You could use Fast Fuse or Tombow, so just adhesive of your choice. And we're using a photopolymer stamp today, so it's always best, of course, to stamp on a foam pad. And one of my true favorites out of this catalog, the Wink of Stella Clear Glitter Brush. If you do not have this yet, it is what I call necessary for your basic kit now. You need glitter in everything. So that's what we're going to use today. So let's get started. The first thing that you're going to do is take those Circle Collection framelits and your Big Shot, of course, and then you're going to use your Big Shot. I'm not going to cut with the Big Shot on camera just to save some time. You all know what the Big Shot looks like, and I know you all know how to cut out of the Big Shot. So we're going to cut out our 5 pieces that we need. Okay, now I know I said we're using 6. That's because afterwards we're going to stamp our image on the white cardstock, and then once we've stamped out our image, we'll cut it out with the white. That way that we don't have to mess around with trying to get the image in the right spot. So cut those out. That's your first step. Easy peasy. You've got all your steps, all your things cut out. You're gonna grab your circle that you cut out. You're gonna grab your embossing folder and you're going to run it through the Big Shot. Now you're gonna notice that it's not gonna fit all the way through. So what you can do is emboss half, put it through the Big Shot, so you're going to have it actually folded over like that. So emboss half, then come around and flip it, and you'll emboss the other half through the Big Shot. If you put it through, you know, you don't want your pattern to squish, so you're going to put it through like this. So obviously it's going to sit on your Big Shot on your pad like this as it goes through. If you put it like this, it's gonna not fit through your Big Shot. So you are gonna run it through like that. Okay? As you can see, my Big Shot is well loved, but it still works. People say, how long do these pads last? They last for years and years. So now that you have that cut out and embossed, now you're gonna come back and you're going to sponge dauber all of your pieces in your rose red ink. So sponge dauber all those around. I know you didn't want to watch me sit here and do this. Sponge daubering, you just go around the edges like that to give it a nice defining. You can use the sponge dauber on this as well. I do like to use the sponge just because it gives a faster, more bigger surface. And you're going to sponge dauber that whole piece. So now your pieces are all cut out. They're all sponge daubered. Now we're ready to get down and have some fun and start making this come to life. So I have folded this piece in half, and I've used my bone folder to create it in half. And I'm actually going to do this with the other ones. You could use a scoreboard if you wanted, but because it's circles, it's just as easy just to fold it over and fold the largest 3 pieces in half. Don't fold them all in half, just the 3 largest pieces. So we're going to do that, okay? Now we're going to take our adhesive of choice. I'm going to use the Fast Fuse just because it's so cool, it's fast, it's easy. I'm just going to remember to do your little check mark. And you're just going to center that on there so that you have a nice pattern. And I like to just take my bone folder, give it a nice smooth. Hi. And then just go through like so. Okay. So as you can see, we've got our first base of our card ready to go. All right, next step. Okay, so we have this piece folded and ready to go. We can just set that aside for a second. And then we have our next biggest circle, which you can see fits in there. So we're going to have this one, and we're just going to glue the Blushing Bride one into there. So again, I love this Fast Fuse stuff. It's super strong, very sticky, and we're going to center that, and we've got that one ready to go. So now we need to put our heart in the middle, and so we're going to stamp it. We need white cardstock. We need the Blushing Bride marker and the rose red marker. Now normally I don't marker on the photopolymer, as I don't find it as good as the rubber stamps to marker on, but this one I found actually did pretty good. So, and this is kind of a little bit of a tedious thing. So again, hopefully, you know, put on some music or your favorite TV show while you do this. I also found normally I start with my darkest color first, as it will stay dark the longest, and especially in this case. So I went through and I colored all of the flowers. There's leaves and flowers on this heart. So I colored all those flowers, and there's little tiny hearts and rosebuds, and I colored all of them as well with the rose red. So I went through, and I won't bore you with this, but I colored all those flowers and all those hearts with this. You can see them starting to stand up there. Then I took my Blushing Bride marker and I went in and colored all of my leaves, and you won't be able to see that Blushing Bride, so you just have to remember where you started and work your way around the whole stamp. I did the huff on it and stamp it down. So for the sake of speed, there I have stamped and got my nice image with my Blushing Bride and my rose red. Now you can see that looks pretty good. Doesn't look too bad, but I wanted to pop out even more. So now what I did was, instead of using my brush tip of my marker, I went back in with my fine tip end, and I actually went back in and now I outlined all of my Blushing Bride spots, all of my leaves, to make them pop even more. So in the end, instead of this that pops pretty good, not too bad, this one, after outlining, as you can see, makes it pop even more. So again, a little bit of time taken there, but crafting is all about relaxing and enjoying, so just take your time and enjoy cutting that out. Then we're going to take that final circle framelit, and we're going to put that around that now, and then we're going to cut that out with the Big Shot. Again, my Big Shot's kind of not on the screen here. I'm going to go really quick, and voila, I have my circle cut out. I need to, of course, dauber it with rose red. Just one more layer to bring that circle out one more time. Yeah, you could use the Blushing Bride dauber as well. I like to really pronounce mine, so I'm going to do a nice dark shade. That's going to give us our center piece. And a little bit of fast fuse. Again, a little goes a long way because it's super strong. Ugh, super strong stuff. See, stick. And it's a circle, so as long as I have it centered here, then when I put it on my card, I'm okay. So that is now going to glue there. Okay. So I'm just going to take and only put my adhesive on the bottom half, because the rest is going to stand up on the card. And now, whoops, it's really good adhesive. It sticks. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. Okay, now I have my heart in the center of my card. So our next step is going to be to embellish. We need to embellish this. So we need to stamp the flowers. So again, I need white cardstock, and I need these flowers. It's easier to see on the case. As you can see, some of them, the color's all in, and some is the outline. This is our two-step stamping. When you hear people say it's a two-step stamp, you can either use it as a two-step stamp or not. I love two-step stamping just because, again, well, you get that little wow once you've done it. So I'm going to take, this one has a little arrow. It has almost like an extra little flap here. So I'm going to make sure that I keep that flap to the right hand side so I know that I stamped it to the right. I'm going to ink it up, and I'm reaching for my foam pad because, again, you just get a better image if you use the photopolymer on your foam pad. Inked up, my little tab is to the right, and I'm just going to smack it down straight up so I have a nice image. Now I'm going to come in with the rose red ink and the outline. Outline one has that same Flappy Dappy again, so I'm going to make sure that Flappy Dappy is to my right so that I can line my stamp up better. You can wing it too, but it's better this way. And since it's to the right, this is going to go on top, and now you've got that gorgeous color. So I'm going to stamp 2 of those, and then I'm going to do the same with the smaller version. Again, it's got the little Flappy Dappy. I tap it nicely in the ink. That's my outline, so I'm not going to Flappy Dappy that one. How about Flappy Dappy this color? Blushing Bride for my inside again. Stamp it. Now take it to my darker color. And I've got my outline, and I kind of have to come up above to see what I'm doing. And you get that lovely outline. So I'm doing one of those. And then, like I said, you don't have to use it as an outline stamp. So we're going to do one of them in just plain color. And we're going to do a small one in just the solid color as well. Okay, and we did 2 of that one. So now we're going to put those through use the little framelit die and pop those into the Big Shot. And now use your Pokey tool. It's actually called a paper piercer, but Pokey Doodle tool is what I've called it for a long time. And it's got the little holes on the back, so that's good. You can sort of use your Pokey to poke them through, and then you're going to be able to get your little pieces out. And that'll be a cut because I don't know where the little piece is. So we're going to cut out all those pieces so that we have our flowers ready to go. I don't know where the little one is. I'll find it in a minute. Okay. So we've got those. We need our Mossy Meadow, and we need our Bird Builder punch, and we just need a couple of leaves punched out of there. I use this punch so many times just for the leaves and not the actual bird. Those leaves are so handy to have. And we also need a bit of white again, because we need to do the banner. The banner is in the same stamp set. Everything is in this Bloomin' Love. So there's the banner right there. We're going to take the banner. I like my Memento black ink. We're going to stamp a banner. Nice and easy. Same stamp set. Has the love you expression, or I could have put be mine, or I could put friend in there. And I'm doing this from a not, that was a little bit crooked. But you get the idea. You'll do yours straight. I'm at an awkward angle. And then you'll use your paper snips to cut the banner out. I don't have the framelit for that, but you're going to use a framelit to cut all your flowers out. So once that's done, Then you're going to come back to your card here, and I'm going to build my flowers up. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow. Love my Tombow. We have the fine tip blue pen now too, if you prefer a finer tip. I don't have a problem with this. So I'm going to have that sticking out like that. And I'm going to use this flower and just overlap it a little bit right there like that. So I actually have a little bit of blue right there. And all flowers are different, so it's okay if you do a slightly different design. I'd use a pair of scissors and snip that off, but I just used my fingers and snipped it off. That's just the way. Sometimes I don't have patience to look for my scissors. And I'm just going to glue that right there like that. See? Oops. Ta-da. And I have to find my little flower now, my dark flower. Okay, so we've got the two stems there like that. And I'm just gonna add this little flower here with, again, a little bit of Tombow. Just an extra little piece right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on with a couple of dimensionals. Again, my dimensionals are my pop-up stickers. Make it pop nice. So this is going to go to this side. I'm going to I've got my banner. I've re-stamped one that was straight in the center. Stamped straight, because you don't want to ever give something out that's not stamped straight. Of course, if you do, then it's just a good sign to someone that it was made with love. So again, that's just going to come across. I want it to come under, so across my heart like that. Then I want to glue my two solid ones together. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there, and just pulls that up a little bit. And I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back of there. And this is going to go right on top of that center flower, just to make it pop out a little bit more again. Okay. Then all we have to do now is add a few pearls. So again, they came in a sheet like this, and I tend to cut mine up and store them according to size so that I know where they are, and I use my pokey doodle so it keeps the adhesive on there. And I'm just going to put a pearl in the center there, and a pearl in the center there, and the medium size one in the middle of this one. And a baby. Yeah. And my baby's gonna go in the middle of that one. So a couple different sizes just for interest. And then we're pretty much almost done, except for, remember, we're going to put our bow back on. And that just sort of finishes off that side so that we have nothing but cuteness. And then the other thing that I did, just because I'm addicted to glitter pen, is I used my Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella, this is the clear brush. Love, love, love this. And just wherever I felt I wanted to, so I just added a bit more to the edges of my flowers that I popped up a bit there, just to add a bit more glim and glam to my flowers. And this isn't something, the camera's probably not picking it up, but your friends and family that receive this card will be able to see this glitter, and it just gives that extra little bit of pizzazz. And voila, your card is completely done, except for your sentiment inside and ready to go. Thanks for joining me for this tutorial today. Hope you'll join me again. Have a great stampin' day.